My name is Daniel Rocha, and I tattoo out of 7 in Las Vegas, Nevada. My favorite style of tattooing is realism. I love how things, you can make something look so real, just by your hands. I like being able to make something look real, whether it's a canvas, whether it's skin, or whatever it is, It's kind of satisfying to be able to create something that can look real. The style of tattooing that I'm known for is realism. I do a lot of statue work, a lot of portraits, just realism in general. I used to do a lot of color back in the day when I first started tattooing. I was getting pretty good at it, and then I did a guest spot at Goodfellas, and when I went out there, I started getting a lot of people hitting me up for black and gray, so I was kind of forced to learn, put more effort into it, and now pretty much all I do is black and gray. I'll do color every once in a while, but I prefer black and gray. 3 of my favorite tattoos. Okay. There's this Viking that I had done recently, and I had a chance to see it healed and got some pictures of it. It's him in motion where he's swinging a sword and it's cutting through the rain, and there's rain cutting through him, flashing off the sword. We got a Viking ship in the background, in some crazy waves and stuff, so that's one of my favorite ones. I don't do too much color work, but there's a few portraits that I've done on my wife that I love to look at. I did her brother on the inside of her arm, on the inside of her muscle, and that one right there has some pretty cool lighting on it. Some real subtle tones and real dramatic lighting and stuff. So it's one of my favorites. I have this customer that's a good friend of mine also. I've done a couple portraits on him, and he brings his kids in to my shop, and I'll set up all my lights and everything, and I'll do a photo shoot, and I'll try to make the photos make them as interesting as possible. So whenever I get the opportunity to do that, I always do that. So the portrait we did on him recently was of his youngest son, and we played around with some out of focusness by having his hand up close to the camera, so it was a little blurry, and just it had a lot of character to it. So I like doing stuff like that. So that's one of my favorite ones right there too. The most fun tattoos for me to do are the ones that people aren't willing to do. And when I say that, I don't mean like kanjis or infinity symbols. I mean like stuff that's like effects that people don't want to take the time to do. Whether it's rain, whether it's a lot of negative, whether it's just very tight, intricate stuff where I have to use like liners and small mags, and just being able to complete a tattoo that's typically really time consuming, I think I get the most satisfaction out of. The subject matter that I tattoo, I do a lot of my own photography for it, Statue work, I love doing statue work. I travel a lot, so I always bring my camera with me, whether I'm in a new country in South America or in Europe. I'll always bring my camera with me, and I'll search for museums, for catacombs, for anything that I can find that's interesting to me, and that I can get some really good reference photos. It's something that I really enjoy, to tattoo my own photos. It's not everybody can say they can do that, and some can, and that's awesome. I think if people did that a little bit more often, they'd probably be a little bit more, well, I don't want to say they'll be more into their tattoos. It's just, I think they'll get a little bit more satisfaction out of it. If anybody's trying to book with me, you can book with me through my email. It's 7magtattoo@gmail.com, or if you want to check out more of my work, it's on Instagram. Username is Daniel Rocha Tattoo, TAT number 2. With creative freedom, that's going to be your best bet in getting my books. If you give me creative freedom, let me design, basically give me the concept, the direction and stuff, and let me design it, that's, you got priority. Daniel Rocha, and thank you for checking out my portfolio. Right, holy shit.
Yeah.
Daniel Rocha, and if you will.